Hey everyone, welcome back to another practice. And this one we're going to do a little bit more complicated practice, and this one is going to be a fun one because we're going to do one that is a variable height practice. So to access this, you want to go to hurdle 4, and this one, the idea with this is that, beside the fact that these jumps are random, the heights of these are random as well. So if you look at the number 3, the jump spots were random, but the heights were essentially the same. Now we actually have one that is going to have different heights on each step. So we got to figure out whether the wall is clear or not before we actually turn around, essentially, right? So if you actually go to Reborg's keyword, you're going to be able to see all the stuff that you can use. For example, we got wall on right function, which we can use, wall in front, which we're already using. So you can use all sorts of things to really navigate yourself around. So as I said, this is going to be a little bit complicated. So try to actually do this. Try to see if you can solve this. You definitely want to use a lot of while loops. And one of the things the main thing really you have to do here is that you need to change the jump function. That's like my hint here, all right? So you need to completely redefine the jump function. And everything else is really fine because, we're saying while we're not at the goal, if there's a wall in front, jump. If not, just move, right? So this is fine. You just gotta rebuild your jump function, essentially. Just make it more smarter, improve it, all right? So with that being said, just pause the video and see if you can actually try to figure out how you can make changes to the jump function to improve it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So the first thing we want to do is let's actually just go step by step. Let me actually get rid of this and let's run this. So if my jump function right now is just turning left. So right now, if I do this, it's going to turn left and it's going to go all the way. But then it's going to just come back around. Right? So it's going to just stay in a loop. And this is actually, if I'm right, this is like, there you go. This is a perfect example of a infinite loop. And the way you can say it's an infinite loop is that if it's over 1,000, these steps are over 1,000, that means you are in an infinite loop. So that is basically wrong. Okay. So that is essentially wrong. So what we need to do is, in this jump function, we need to check for something. So we need to check while there's a wall on right. Let me actually make sure that we got that. There you go. Yeah. So while wall on right. So that's what I want to go for, right? So we're going to say while there's a wall on your right, you're going to move, right? And beside that, what is going to happen is that you're going to turn right. So the idea with this, let's actually test this. So the idea with this is that if there's a wall in front, you're going to turn left when you jump. The reason we want to turn left is that we want to make sure we face up, right? So like when there's a wall in front of us, we're gonna face up, right? So that's turning left. That's what it really means. So, and then we're gonna say, while there's a wall in front of you, you want to move. And if that's not the case, you're going to turn right. Essentially, like when you reach the top, you're going to like go left or turn right, essentially. So if I run this, I think what is going to happen is that we're going to climb this and we're going to hit this wall right here. So let's take a look at it. And I think we hit another infinite loop. Yeah. So there you go. So again, that's obviously not going to work out. So let's go ahead and continue writing this. So let's turn right, and then we're going to say move because we want to continue moving, and then we're going to say turn right again. And another thing that we want to define is we're going to define another while function, okay, while condition, and we're going to say while front is, I'm going to explain it to you and just write it down for you. While the front is clear, you're going to move. All right, and if not, that's basically you're going to turn left, And that's basically how this is going to go down. Let's actually run this one more time, and let's take a look at what happens here. So just like that, what happened here is that we have, the first thing we have on this jump is we have a turn left. Essentially, this is, as I said, it's going to face us all the way up. And then we're going to say, while there is a wall on right, right? That's going to be this side. You want to move. And this loop is going to continue, right? As long as there's a wall on the right. But when there is no wall on the right, you're going to essentially turn right. So you're going to turn, like, that's going to be the top of the wall. You're going to turn right? And then you're going to move one. So you're going to go to the other, square, and then you're going to turn right again, right? And then we're going to say, while the front is clear, so that's basically when you reach to this like section, and then your front is clear, you're going to move again, and you're going to turn left. So let's actually take a look at this and see how it goes. And if I run this, it's going to go all the way up, and this is going to turn, and then it's going to turn again. It's going to come back down, and it's going to continue because there's nothing in front of it. And just like that, guys, this is going to run. Now, I understand this can get a little bit confusing. There's just a lot going on here, and we got 195 moves here. But again, I just want to make sure you understand this. What is happening here? Obviously, we got our, functions. And we got, the first thing we have here is a turn left. And this is essentially going to face us up, right? To get ready for the jump in a sense. And then we're going to say, while there's a wall on our right side, just move. So as long as there's a wall in front of us, we're just going to go up essentially, right? And then when we get out of this loop, because when we reach the top and there is no wall in front of us, we're going to turn right, and then we're going to move once, and then we're going to turn, just close this, and then we're going to turn right again. And then when we turn right, we reach to this section, we're essentially going to say, while the front is clear, move. So like we're going to go all the way. So as long as our front is clear, we're going to move, and then we're going to turn left. And when we turn left, essentially we face this way, and we get out of this loop, and essentially we're going to continue moving because there's no wall in front of us, so the jump doesn't apply anymore. So we're just going to continue moving until we hit another wall in front, and we get into the jump function again. Now, I hope that made sense, guys, but let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this was too complicated for you. And as always, one of the things I recommend is just try to practice this as much as possible, and try to understand this. You can pause the video right now, just like take a look at it and take a look at the code, try to understand and read through it and imagine it as it goes. But anyways, let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'll see you in the next lesson.